dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good Saturday evening to you. I'm Dakota Makris. Thanks so much for joining us. People throughout the region gathered at the tracks this morning to catch a glimpse of Santa and get some gifts. We sent our Jordan Mullins to the Santa Train's 80th run. He talked to people in Elkhorn City about how much this stop means to them after the pandemic put the brakes on.
In 2020 and 2021, the Santa Train has not seen the track. But this year, folks gathered at stops across 3 states once again.
It hasn't run the last 2 years, of course, COVID and situations, but it's back on the track this year. Late start getting it planned, but they pulled it off.
Braving frigid temperatures to see Santa and grab some gifts.
No matter how cold it is, it makes it worth it in the long run, because just to see everybody get out, helping the communities, seeing each other, enjoying themselves, just getting rid of the restrictions that was there where nobody could gather.
Reviving traditions passed down for generations.
A lot of this has been a tradition for years, from grandparents to parents to children, and people just coming out, and it really kicks off the Christmas season. And a lot of them look forward to going out and getting toys that they might not have gotten, or just something special, that they wasn't expected to get.
And making believers.
Santa was very, very, very real.
Getting into the Christmas spirit.
My wife said she's ready to go back and start decorating, so, I wasn't ready for Christmas, but I'm ready now.
And helping communities along the way. In Pike County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the Santa Train started at Shelbyana in Pike County and ran south all the way to Kingsport, Tennessee. Well, the Winter Wonder Camp Drive-Through Lights fundraiser in London is kicking off again this year. Well, this drive-through light display is hosted by the J.M. Feltner 4-H camp in London. The event aims to raise money for camper scholarships that will help more kids attend 4-H camp next year. Event organizers say last year's event brought in 3,000 attendees and $6,000.
It's certainly a weird idea for a summer camp to do like a winter programming like this, but COVID kind of caused us to come up with some creative solutions to problems and issues, and this is one of those things that came out of it. And we had a really good time last year. People seemed to really enjoy it, so we're coming back this year, and we're adding some more event nights and more lights.
Well, this year's special events nights will include Santa Claus, a food truck, and even a night with live music. Winter Wonder Camp will begin Thursday, December 1st. 75 high schoolers from across the state gathered this week in London to come up with solutions to problems their communities may be facing. The 33rd annual Kentucky 4-H Issues Conference took place at the J.M. Feltner 4-H camp. This event gives teen 4-H members the opportunity to address and find solutions to local issues like mental health and improving the foster care system, among other topics.
So one of the goals of 4-H Issues Conference is to create that youth and adult partnership so that the young people have a true voice and not just sit at a table at a meeting.
Well, within the Issues Conference, the delegates are split into groups to create a course of action and presentations surrounding an issue of their choice. Former employees of a Western Kentucky factory destroyed in last year's deadly tornadoes are now suing the owners. A news release states the charges were filed on behalf of 20 employees of the Mayfield Candle factory. The workers accuse Mayfield Consumer Products of, quote, unfair labor practices. An EF4 tornado hit the factory last December. It collapsed and 9 people died. Survivors say they were told by management not to speak with OSHA about the incident.
Cold weather continues across the mountains into this weekend. The good news, we are looking at quiet weather, but the bad news, we are looking at well below average temperatures. Here is a live look over at the London Corbin Airport, looking at a clear sky back in the distance, but the current temperature is well below freezing, or well below average, upper 30s right now, about 6 degrees above freezing at 38 degrees over at the airport right now. Upper 30s, lower 40s for some people, 41 for Middlesboro, 42 in Harlan, 36 in Jackson, and 37 over in Pikeville. Up on satellite and radar, looking at a clear sky across the region, and that clear weather is going to continue into tonight, but that's also going to allow those temperatures to fall pretty quickly as we go through the rest of this evening. Upper 20s, lower 30s for this evening, waking up in the teens once again on your Sunday. What about your Thanksgiving forecast and all that and more coming up in just a little bit? Dakota?
All right, Cameron, thank you. Well, with Thanksgiving less than 1 week away, community members and law enforcement officers are doing their parts to give back to the community. As Samantha Valentina shows us, the hundreds of volunteers came together in Lexington this morning to distribute more than 700 Thanksgiving baskets to local families.
700 boxes.
There you go, there's 5 of each. Thank you.
Delivered to local families experiencing hunger.
Everything that you would need to provide a typical Thanksgiving meal is provided in the box, along with a turkey, butter, eggs, potatoes, and onions.
The families were referred by nonprofit agencies in town. The boxes are delivered by some familiar faces.
How many you got?
The sheriff's office, police department, they've reached out, said they wanted to help. So we said we have over 700 boxes. You know, we would really appreciate your help.
And hundreds of volunteers showed up to God's Pantry Food Bank in Lexington on Saturday morning to offer their help.
So some families, they will come in a van and they'll say, load us up however many boxes you can get in here. They'll take 5 or 10, boxes. Others come in a big truck and load us up. We'll take 15 households.
Mary Alice Daniels is the Fayette County Program Manager for God's Pantry Food Bank.
This is the coldest year that I've done it. This is my 9th year.
She says that while the work is cold, it's worth it.
It is a cold day, but we definitely walk away with warm hearts.
That was Samantha Valentino reporting. God's Pantry Food Bank will be distributing Thanksgiving boxes to 300 families at its Moorhead location on Monday. Well, the first woman commander at one Eastern Kentucky State Police post was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Kentucky Women's Law Enforcement Network Conference. Captain Jennifer Sandlin was nominated for the award by her peers for her 19 years of service to Kentucky State Police. She previously served at Post 9 in Pikeville in numerous leadership roles, and she is the first woman post commander in Post 13 hazard history. Congratulations to Captain Sandlin. Well, coming up here on Mountain News Weekend Edition, some of us may be wishing for snow, but are we prepared when Mother Nature blows it our way?
And dry weather continues this weekend, but so does the bitter cold. I have that full forecast coming up.